Wakey, wakey, eggs, bagels, and bakey, Chicago. It's March 7, 2013, and you're listening to
Bites Over Bagels!
Welcome to episode 3 of Bites Over Bagels. I'm joined here again with one Miss Heather Brown.
Oh, it's a good morning, Chicago.
One Mr. Brett Mackey.
Eating the white snow.
And everyone's favorite nemesis, one Mr. Dave Seidler.
Woo! Feeling good.
Oh, my. All right, we got a great show for you guys today. How's everyone doing today?
Feeling
Fabulous.
pretty good.
Feeling awesome.
So hopefully for our listeners, you're getting slightly better sound quality every show here. We're actually now decked out in some local Chicago Shure SM58 microphones. Oh, my.
Some real good stuff up in this.
Sure is.
This
we
thing
got a
got
board.
real quick.
Does everyone know that Shure's here in Chicago?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I do now.
They are,
Up in Niles.
yeah, they are basically the best. I mean, can we say that? They're the best.
You just did.
We're allowed to.
You pretty.
Yeah, well, classic
we love
Chicago
them.
moment.
Our studio is decked out. I mean,
Yeah, and I think they constitute a
Props.
Chicago Tech as well.
Sure.
Audio Tech.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a second show. Not scared.
afternoon, midnight
For the
show,
ride home.
Ooh, late night show.
late night show. Gotta have a late
wow.
night show.
I don't know if everyone knew this, but episode 1 was all off of an iPhone.
Yeah, we actually used the iTalk recorder from the iPhone to do all of episode 1. That's classic MVP model. For those of you who are entrepreneurs out there who talk about MVPs and everyone's like, what the hell is an MVP? MVP, minimum viable product, starts with an iPhone recorder. You got to get that out there and test it, which we did, which was awesome. And now we got real gear. Welcome to the
Next
future.
level. Next
yeah,
level.
It got intimidating once all this real gear got in here.
It's true. So we have a great show for you guys today. We actually are featuring an interview with Troy Henikoff. He's the managing director of TechStars Chicago and co-founder of Accelerate Labs. If you guys haven't heard of this guy yet, there's something wrong with you because he's basically helping Chicago go to the next level and, let's say, compete head-to-head with everything that's happening in Silicon Valley. So very excited about this interview today.
Yeah, the guy is awesome.
You'll definitely want to stay tuned for this.
Not to mention, he's a biker. This guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
Picks
biker.
up bagels from Bagel
Like,
Art, remember?
we're talking like bicycle, not like...
Sure.
One whole drawer devoted to bike pants. I don't know.
We're not
I don't know
really
that for
sure.
sure.
You've
but
been in his
it's-
house.
Sorry,
it's
Troy.
possible.
Sorry.
That was like, I hate these guys. So, I think it's time to get on with the show. The title of today's episode is...
When
You wish
I-
star.
It's now time for the part of the show we call the Bagel Bite. It's our 1-minute Chicago Tech News segment. So today's featured news has got to be Andrew Mason getting fired from Groupon. Did you guys see the letter that he sent out? It wasn't an employee email, but it was posted somewhere and then got picked up by national media, right?
Indeed, yes. it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cranes ran
Tweeted it.
for
What do you do?
And so, I mean, where do you guys sort of see him going? You know, this is a little bit like, Steve Jobs, I guess, getting fired from Apple long ago. And
Right.
do you guys see him coming back or what?
Well, Bites Over Bagels for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
co-host.
Yeah, obviously.
And then
next
after
week.
that,
And then after that, after you peak like that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really know where he's going to go, but I guess my question is: does he have to feel the need to redeem himself at all with a company of Groupon caliber, as a CEO, or will he go back to his humble beginnings and get back to startup and try and launch a.
I heard he's going to be a front-end developer at Sears. That's it.
Wow.
Bottom level.
Oh, man,
Work his
really?
way
That's the
way
bottom?
back
Work
up.
his way back up. You know what? I like that. It's like Rocky 2 or 3, right? When he went into the woods
yeah.
and
Just
carrying logs.
junior level guy, just
Yeah.
working like everyone else.
He does know Rails, I believe, right? Didn't he start doing a little of the coding for...
And when he's at the point.
I think he was.
Yeah.
He definitely was a developer.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, I actually was involved a little bit when they were making the transition from the Point to Groupon, and for what it's worth, I think that it's sort of a blessing in disguise, or maybe it's a blessing for him straight up, because I feel like Groupon needs to sort of head in a different direction now that they're sort of a beast, and his skills will be much more useful in a smaller, more agile piece of awesome here in Chicago. Hopefully he stays in Chicago. If he goes to Silicon Valley, he's out. He's
Did you
out
just
of the
say
circle of trust.
obese?
A beast.
Oh, a beast. Oh, okay. I got you.
Obese? You
Obese.
thought I said obese?
I thought you were taking a dig at his Groupon 40 comment. I didn't know what was going on right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's running. He's outside running in the snow right now.
It probably is.
No, I actually know, but I do hope that he really just doesn't care anymore. And you know what I mean? He'll come back.
He seems like a strong guy. I'm excited to see where he lands next.
Yeah.
And Andrew Mason, if you're listening, come over to Bites Over Bagels.
Come on over.
We'll have
Yeah,
you
come on over.
anytime.
Chit chat, get some free bagels, have some coffee. It's
Why
good.
not?
Good luck, Andrew.
Good luck.
So that concludes today's Bagel Bite.
Today's bagels are brought to you by NYC Bagel Deli Catering. Get some kettle baked goodness today.
It's good.
We talked all night through the miles that we kept, still knew how to move and why
We are now joined by Troy Henikoff, Managing Director at TechStars Chicago and co-founder of Accelerate Labs. Thanks for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So the format of this show is 5 minutes and 5 questions. And so if you go over, we're just going to cut you off like they do at the Oscars. It's going to be Jaws theme. People are going to be afraid. That's right. That's right. All right. So the first question is, what is TechStars?
So TechStars is a 90-day intensive boot camp for startups. The original TechStars was started in Boulder, Colorado. We, this year, Accelerate Labs, have joined forces with them to bring TechStars, the TechStars brand, to Chicago. So basically what happens is we get hundreds of companies that apply each year. We select 10 of them and wrap them with what they need to be successful. So that's seed capital, office space, pro bono legal, accounting, finance, all that stuff. And most importantly, mentorship. More mentorship than they can possibly handle.
How does TechStars go about matching entrepreneurs with their mentors?
So we do it a little differently than some of the other accelerators. We use an organic process that we refer to as mentor dating. So last year we had 135 mentors who came in and did 610 one-on-one meetings with the companies. And the reason we call it dating is that there has to be chemistry on both sides for mentorship to work. So literally it's like 610 blind dates in the month of June. And then what generally happens is each of the companies has between 3 and 5 mentors where there's chemistry on both sides, and they decide they're going to work together throughout the summer.
Got it.
What's the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make when applying to TechStars and pitching their ideas to you?
The biggest mistake that I see, or the most common thing that is missing, is customer acquisition, right? You don't have a business if you don't have customers, and so many people believe, I'll build it and they will come, and they totally miss that piece. Fortunately, with Steve Blank and the lean startup method now that's becoming so popular, people are realizing customer development is the very first thing you should be doing. So in your TechStars application, please talk about how you're going to get customers.
All right, Troy, moving on. What would you say is your proudest professional moment since starting TechStars Chicago?
I know my proudest moment since starting the accelerator is, and that was our very first year of Accelerate Labs. We had run our 90-day program. We had run the boot camp. We were all excited. We were having our first demo day ever at the House of Blues. It was packed, standing room only with investors, and our first company was about to go on and present, and it was Give Forward, and we had no idea what this was going to be. And Desiree got up there, and she talked about how they had literally helped save the life of a person who needed a liver transplant and couldn't afford it. Everybody, I got goosebumps. Everybody in the house was ecstatic. It was awesome. She hit it out of the park, and it was at that moment, after the very first presentation on the very first demo day, that I knew that we had hit on something really awesome.
All right, so finally, for the budding entrepreneurs listening, how do they get into TechStars?
Well, first of all, they hit the apply button on techstars.com. But if they want to have success with hitting the apply button on techstars.com, in the application process, so what are we looking for? So we're looking for companies that are attacking a big problem, that have entrepreneurs who are really passionate and that have demonstrated some sort of traction in their market. That doesn't mean how many downloads you have of your iPhone app. What it means is how engaged are those people who are using it, right? So you don't need to have this huge market of customers who are already using your product, but you need to demonstrate that the people who are using that initial version are really, really engaged. They're coming back. They want more and more, because that's an early indicator that there's a lot of opportunity there. There's a lot of potential.
All right, so this is a little bit of a bonus question here that we're going to start asking everyone who comes on the show.
What's your bagel of choice?
Wow. So there's no question there. So I happen to be a cyclist. Coming back from a long ride, stopping at Bagel Art, which is about 2 blocks from my house in Evanston, and getting one of their whole wheat bagels hot out of the oven. So hot you almost burn yourself when you bite into it. No cream cheese needed. Moist, hot, awesome whole wheat bagel at Bagel Art.
Troy, well, thank you so much for your time, and I know you're a busy guy. Thanks for coming on the show.
Great, thanks. I hope this all works out, and I look forward to hearing lots more of your interviews from lots of great people.
Thanks a lot.
Filling in the gaps this week is the Chicago band 2Star. Check them out on BitesOverBagels.com or ILove2Star.com.
And that concludes episode 3 of
Bites Over Bagels!
Tune in next week where we'll be featuring...
Dave Hoover, founder of Dev Bootcamp.
You can also check us on the Twitters and the Facebooks. And new this week, you can go to iTunes Podcasts and search for Bites Over Bagels and subscribe to an official podcast feed. So this way, you're on the treadmill,
Especially you, Andrew Mason.
and you need something nice to listen to, some smooth Chicago tech news. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week.